Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Do you live in the boring suburbs but dream of living in a lonely castle on a windswept moor? Do you long to trade in your sweatsuit for a 100-pound suit of armor and swap your SUV for a noble stallion? Do you eat microwave dinners, all the while wishing you were roasting a suckling pig at a pagan banquet? Is your next ideal home improvement a moat? Well, get ready, Liberty City!
This weekend and every weekend at Liberty City Park, it's the Medieval Millennium Fair. Our band of traveling minstrels, knights, and maidens oh so fair are ready to delight you with tales of the Black Death, witch burnings, and the joys of being a feudal serf. Forget about air conditioning and modern medicine. We've got all the leeches, spells, and potions you need at the Medieval Millennium Fair. Learn the art of cooking with turnips. Yum yum. Buy genuine reproduction medieval artifacts including maces, double-handed battle swords, and one-size-fits-all chainmail. And this weekend only, pick up an authentic mechanical Lady of the Lake in Excalibur. It's perfect for your garden pond or swimming pool. And learn how to rid your condo of vermin using a penny whistle and a mysterious prancing German named Hans. The Medieval Millennium Fair, every weekend at Liberty City Park.
Shut up and sit down.
Oh, hello, everybody. Oh, welcome to a brand new episode of Third Shift. It is, in fact, episode 391 of this fabulous show. And, of course, today, you've got two human beings here. One of them, he's already talking. It's me. It's Mr. Eric. How you doing? Hey, everybody. It's me. Now, it should come as no surprise who the next one is. But just in case you're wondering, you're like, well, maybe. What if Matt died? What if he died? What would happen? Well,
this wouldn't be airing. This
wouldn't actually be airing. Or actually, I might finagle one last airing just to say some crazy stuff. But that'd be it. It'd be over. It'd be all done. But it ain't happening because you already heard him. He's still alive. He's still here. The inglorious bastard himself. We can't take him down. No matter how many poison pills I throw at him, no matter how many buses I throw his way, hoping that he's going to fall into one. Doesn't happen. The man survives. He lives another day, and he's here to tell you about his day before we get into some gaming news and fun. Matt, how's the week been? What you up to, man?
I don't know, which is weird because it's been a funk week. I was in a funk week last week. I'm in like double funk week right now, except right now I told you this right before the show. Feeling good that I'm home, that I'm just here. I don't know. It feels good. It feels right on a Thursday night, but just been funk the whole week. Nobody cares about that, though. They want to hear about the cool stuff we did. And it's going to be a jump-in time because we both did two similar things. First one we actually did together, Dungeons & Dragons. Hey, a Saturday morning episode of Dungeons & Dragons. A good time was had by all. You, with a slip of the tongue, at like the first encounter, we had a joke that ran the whole encounter. It was great.
We sure did.
What are you wearing? You got armor? No, I'm not wearing anything. Boom.
Bam.
Perfect. You're not even walking around wearing clothes. Oh, come on, guys. Oh, come on.
Stop it. That's not it. And then on top of it, the handsome man wants to talk to you. I don't even like this guy. We've already established we don't like this guy. I have no interest in this man. But Matt wouldn't let it go. He just kept pressing the issue.
You said it.
And the worst part was this man wasn't even there for most of the damn day of the campaign. But he would just bring it up at every opportunity.
Because you said it to start with. Let's go meet the handsome guy. Oh, okay. Let's go meet the handsome man.
All right, the sarcasm must have not gotten through to Matt.
You got no clothes on. You're gonna meet the handsome man. What are we gonna do? I don't know if I want to be part of that.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
It was a good time. We leveled up to 3. We got more options. We got more things. I got to bring special dice next time. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. And I don't know. I always have a blast when we do it. Just hanging out with James and you. It's just good times. Even if we don't do some grandiose thing. It's more time with my buddies, so it makes me happy, makes me smile. Another thing that makes me happy, makes me smile is right after that, went and got Olympic broil because it was nice out. And when it's nice out, even if you don't sit out with the ducks because there was a weird homeless person there with a whole bunch of bags of stuff, even if you don't do that, when it's nice out, you go to Olympic broil, you get those chicken strips, and you just make it a day. You just make it a day. And then the rest of the day, who cares if it's even crappy or not because you had a great time with your buddies, you had some great food. Very next day, it was Sunday, AEW Revolution pay-per-view. My God. The shows are so good. Like, I love the weekly shows. I watch Dynamite, I watch Rampage, I watch Collision, I watch them all. I love pro wrestling. But their pay-per-views are just, it takes everything you love and it just goes, bam, straight to the moon. And it's amazing every single time. And even though I know it, because the last pay-per-view was only a couple months ago, but I watch it and I go, Jesus Christ, it's so good. Eddie Kingston, Bryan Danielson, beautiful physical story, awesome match. Konosuke Takeshita versus Will Ospreay. Insanity. Those two are like the best in the world, which is crazy to say because Okada just came on Wednesday. But those two are amazing. That match was intense. It was hard-hitting. It was fast. It was physical. It was just crazy. Like, the future is good for wrestling in general. And then, of course, the main event, Sting's final match. Beautiful moments throughout. Him showing up with his two sons, one dressed as Surfer Sting, one dressed as Wolfpack Sting. Sting's had the black makeup since forever now. Great moments there. You had, who all was there? God, you had Magnum TA, Nikita Koloff, Scotty Riggs, and Lex Luger in the crowd watching. You know, all the old heads were there. Ric Flair was there. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Awesome show, awesome time. And then the match itself, he's been in a tag team with Darby Allin for the longest time, ever since he came into AEW. And Darby Allin's like a risk taker, high risk kind of guy. Kind of got like a dark theme to him. Watching that man dive off a ladder through a pane of glass held up on chairs, it explodes everywhere. And everybody knows you use a special kind of glass so it doesn't like break and cut you in half. But it shatters, and everybody online goes, "Oh, it doesn't even matter. It's not even real glass." He lands. He was back through the glass. He rolls over. You see his back. He's got a glass stuck in it. Like, oh man, cool visual. Cut away. Cut back 15 seconds later. Every single piece, it's just blood. It's blood everywhere. Oh, now I'm not saying that like a weird pervert or anything. But when you see stuff you don't normally see, and it gets wild, and the story has been wild. Like, bad stuff happened. It escalated. Craziness is going on. It's just beautiful. Thing of beauty. Stuff nobody will forget. Sting's sons getting in the ring doing stinger splashes to the guys. Fantastic. Sting goes out on top with a win. Feel good moment to end the show. Fantastic. Wonderful. Great pay-per-view. Made my whole week. And then I was still in the funk after that. Like, the next day, I'm in a funk. What am I going to do? I'm going to go see Dune 2. Eric saw Dune 2 also. Let's talk about it. Jump in. What do you got?
Woo! Let me tell you, dude, this is a movie you got to watch. All right? If you haven't seen Dune 1, first off, watch it on the best equipment you can possibly watch it on. Secondly, go see Dune 2 while it's still in the theaters with the best audio sound you can find. The screen size, I don't really care about that much. That's up to you. But audio-wise, you definitely want to make sure it's the best that you can get a hold of, because this thing was phenomenal. This show, every moment, I'm just in it and I'm feeling it. Paul Atreides is just going through, and he's playing both sides, and I love it. But he believes, the best part is if you read the books, and even the movies, it does a pretty good job of portraying this. He believes in the Freemen. He does. He honestly does believe in them, and he believes in what they're about, and he believes in the cause of getting rid of the Empire and their stranglehold on everything. But he also understands that the manipulation and everything has to happen, and it's such a good balance there of him not liking kind of some of the stuff that his mother and the Jezerites, or whatever they're called, the Bene Gesserits and whatnot, what they do. But he also understands that this kind of thing has to happen. And in the books, they really let you know. You truly understand that he knows the politics, and he understands that it's dirty. He understands some of this isn't quite right, but you got to get to it to get to the end goal you want. And it's all about that. It's just about the manipulation of this society. It's about the Empire making moves here and the Harkonnens doing all sorts of this and that. It's a whole thing. I don't want to spoil a ton, but people out there, if you've got a mind, if you've got eyeballs and you can read, go read at least the first book or two of Dune, or probably three, at least if the third one, and then from there you can stop. That's fine. But read those and go watch these movies. They're fantastic. I mean, I can't say enough. The whole scene where Paul first rides his worm.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Just, oh man, so good.
I said it before with the first one, but with this one especially, because you go to Gidi Prime. I think you do like a little bit in the original one. You see it for like little bits and pieces. But going there, seeing that weird world, seeing so much stuff, not like set up, but like so much stuff that you see and like what is going on there. Like I want to know all about that. Like with the black sun and the completely whited out, but the sun does set and then it's dark and then they have white lights and then his little team of creature people. Like I want to know what's going on with them. I wanted to spend like an extra hour just on Geedy Prime doing all this stuff. Like you said, the sandworm riding scene, it's always been good, but like it felt like real. You see why it's hard to do. Like in the original, he kind of just does it and away you go because what can you do?
Yeah.
But here it's like, this is why it's dangerous. This is why Shai Hulud might just take you away. You might not get to ride it. Mm-hmm. That was phenomenal. And I enjoyed the whole rest of the movie. I love that it's beautifully shot. It's well acted. It looks amazing. It's very book accurate, except for some stuff right at the very end, which I don't know why they did that. That's very weird.
There's a few things. And yeah, I was going to jump in. There's one, it's kind of spoilery, but I don't know, whatever. One thing that does bug me is in the books, this does not happen at all. But in the movie, they're kind of spinning it for Hollywood, I guess, is that Johnny, she knows what's up. She knows the deal. She knows what's going down and how things have to play out.
And he tells her.
In the book, she's like, I don't like it, but I totally understand this is what we got to do. Whereas in the movie, she's all like, I'm bitter and angry.
And he talks to her and he tells her.
Yeah.
And he assures her that this is right.
Mm-hmm.
If they ever made a part 3, like the thing that's set up, they can't do that now because I'm going to have to bleep or cut a lot of this.
I know, and that's what sucks, but that's like the one critical thing where I'm like, this whole part's really weird, not adding up to what the books were. And
he and
yeah,
especially like going later through the books, that happens a lot. Like this is established. Here's the but really,
this is what's going down. They have to fix it because obviously it's critical to the story, period.
Or this is just it, and they don't do a 3, which
maybe they never do it and they just do the final third one and the rest of it never happens.
No, I'm just saying maybe they don't do a third one. I don't know if they're actually going to or not. I never heard if they were.
I don't know. I feel like I heard they were, but you're right. I don't know for sure. So maybe, I don't know.
But the other thing that I was thinking, and everyone's going to say I'm weird for this or whatever, but when I'm watching it, like I said, it's amazing. It's great. I loved it, except for the different parts at the very end. But I was watching it and I was like, man, everything looks so good. Everything looks, like, hey, you're on a desert planet. This is how it's going to look. About 3/4 of the way through, like almost right before the end, I was like, man, I miss the original one where everything is just really weird. Like the tone's weird. Everything looks weird. Stuff that's outside isn't outside. And there's like when he's riding the worm and it's a weird rear projection and it looks strange. And it just has that strange vibe. And maybe it's just because I love the original. I've had such ties to it over the years. But I'm just like, I miss everything being just real weird. Like stuff's weird. Because especially the Harkonnens, that stuff's weird. That's maybe why I liked it so much. But like normal scenes with normal humans, it seems normal. You know what I mean? It's not like strange.
I know what you mean, but see, I get the opposite because the old movies what made me never want to read the books. I went, this shit is weird, dude. This don't make no sense. This feels just messed up. This is that weird crap from the old days where people did strange things and nothing makes sense.
That's why I love it.
It wasn't until years later that I just put that aside and actually read, the books. And then I fell in love. And then, of course, and mind you, this is how late it was that I read the books. That's when it was only like a year or two before the first Dune movie hit. And then when I watched that, I went, oh, this is great. And I did watch some of the Dune TV series that hit.
Yeah.
But not all the way through. I just kind of piecemealed in here and there and checked it out. But for me, it was the opposite. I understand what you're talking about, how weird and just crazy and strange everything was. But it was off-putting to me. It was unsettling and I didn't like it. And it made me not want to be a part of Dune instead of want to actually love it and be a part of it. So same effect, but wholly different results.
Yeah. But still a great movie. I mean, I especially remember loving the first one. I still love this one too, but it's just, man, I just want some weird and some very, very compressed things happening. Like, boom, 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 here we go. Oh my God, strange things are happening. Also, book inaccurate things are happening in the original movie. But it's just, I don't know. Loved it. Loved this one. Great time. See, look, all this great stuff that I did over the week, it was all great. And on the video game front, I did another great thing. The only game I played all week, basically all month almost at this point, played Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I told Eric this. I crossed the 100-hour mark 2 nights ago. I put another like 4 or some hours into it last night, so I'm at like 105, 106. I don't even know what. Stayed up way too late last night to beat it. Great game. Had some emotions at the end. I will say, I don't think this hits the emotional highs that the previous game did. Like you could feel those emotions. You feel emotions in this one, and especially me feels emotions in this one, but it's a different kind of emotions. Still had some little weepy tears, but a fantastic ride all the way through. For me, especially, a good capstone to Kiryu's story, to that whole giant arc, and maybe to all of it. Maybe they move on to another person, another struggle, who knows. But I enjoyed it, loved it, did a bunch of extra stuff. I'm going to have to go into the trophy list and see how much I have left for a platinum. I know I have like all the Dondoko Island stuff, other than after 2 stars, there's a bunch of other stuff. And I think most of the minigames, most in-game challenges, I did all the Kiryu stuff. I did pretty much all of Kasuga's stuff also. So there's not much left that I could imagine that I need to do. But I don't know. We might just move on. We might go back in for a little bit. I might dip my toe in and get a couple trophies and then dip back out. But a great time, a great game. I'm sad that it's gone. And like I tweeted out last night after I beat it, playing through this makes me want to do the whole series all over again. And I can't. There's no way I can. But I really want to. I really want to see all the people that I just saw again, to see where it all, to re-experience, not to see, to re-experience where it all started, to finish off the things that I didn't get to finish in the previous games. I at least have to go back and finish 5, because I never did finish 5. I was doing it on stream, and then stuff went haywire and blah, 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 and I fell off of that. So that one's got to get redone. But other than that, just a great conclusion to the saga. So many touching moments, so many emotional moments, so many badass moments, bunches of silly bosses toward the end of a certain person's saga. Great times, great stuff. The classes, the abilities, the mini games, the everything, the side characters, the sub stories. Everything was great. A fantastic time. It's over for me. Hey, Eric, what have you been doing?
So right before I jump in, I better not go another year without you knowing what's Alan Wake 2 is all about. All right?
It's still here. It's still on this list right here.
You need to play the damn game. You got to get it done.
It's on the list.
I know it's on the list.
I mean, I'm going to have to put Yakuza 0 and Kiwami 1 and Kiwami 2 and Yakuza 3, 4, 5, 6. I got to use Yakuza Dead Souls. I got to play the Judgment games again. Yeah. I got to do the Like a Dragon Ishin. I got to replay that one again. So got to cross off Alan Wake off of here and just put every Yakuza game ever.
Yeah. Don't do this. Don't do this. You got to play that game. Don't let it slip by another year, for God's sakes. With that being said, though, we already talked about Dune, which is what I did go watch this weekend. Had a great time. And the only game I have played this week is the very one and only Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now, I already told Matt this, and I'm just so jealous. You know, Matt, he was like, hey, brother, check it out, dude. I just logged like 60 hours in the last 3-4 days. And I went, God damn, I wish, dude. I really wish. I've got a total of 12 hours into Rebirth, but about 2 or 3 of those hours are actually just AFK. I was upstairs cooking and doing stuff and just had it on. So I've only actually probably realistically got about 8-9 hours tops. And that's all I did this entire week. 8-9 hours worth of gaming. And I look at it and I'm just so sad. I'm just so sad. I'm like, what happened? What happened? How did this happen? This game, my dream game, the game. And even with it being the dream game, I only managed about 8 hours of actual gameplay. So, a real bummer. But the game itself, not a bummer. Hopped in. It immediately takes place right after everything's gone. You're hanging out with the crew. Cloud's telling the story about, what happened back in the day. I already did that in the demo, so I got to skip through a chunk of it, not all of it, which was extremely confusing, Square, for God's sakes. if you say you can skip an area if you did it in the demo, it'll let you skip the entire thing. But no, it's like, oh, you can't skip the whole thing. You got to do the whole intro area, get all the way up to the battling part where you start to battle your way up. Then you can skip that, but you still can't skip the last part of it. And so the whole time I'm like, is my shit busted? So I'm over here like taking the game, turn it off, turn it back on, trying to figure out like, did I not upload it properly? You know, does it not recognize that I did the demo? So then I had to go research it online, come to find out that no, you have to do certain parts of the demo still. You just get to skip the climb up the mountain. So for everyone that hasn't started yet, if you played the demo, there's your big thing. Just play. The game will tell you, hey, you can go ahead and skip this stuff at a certain point, and then you can say yes and move on. After that, though, all smooth sailing. We get into this whole grasslands area. The story starts popping. Things start happening. And I'm just in heaven. And I was in heaven in Infinite Wealth, too. Don't get me wrong. Loving the hell out of that game. But in here, it's the same damn thing, but twofold just because of all the nostalgia with it. I love it. I mean, you get your crew, and it immediately opens up. Calm is the first town you're in. And right after that, they say, hey, you're going to go do these 3 little sub-quests. And it starts to open up the side map, and you immediately get your chocobo. They don't mess around, which is great. So then you can immediately start riding the chocobo. And after that, introduces, if you're familiar with Ubisoft games, you know, the towers that open up the areas that show you where all the mini games and whatnot are. That starts to pop up. So now you got optional quests. You've got all these places of interest to go find. And then when you get to the next one, you start to see another tower that opens up more. Next thing you know, as Matt always does in his games and he loves to do, is you're just traveling around the map, getting every point of interest, everything. And then you start doing the side quests, which unlock more areas and more side quests. And then the best part is in town. I already knew I was going to love it, but it definitely went through. The Queen's Blood card game. Holy cow, dude. So much fun. It's so simple yet complicated. It's incredible. You just go in, and at first you have no idea what you're doing. You're just playing some random cards. But that's how intuitive it is like even just not reading the rules, not doing anything, just playing, you just start to pick it up and you understand what you're doing, what the positions of the cards mean, and where it means it's going to place like bonus markers for you to go ahead and add 2 second level cards / third level cards. And then of course it's got the different abilities which allow adjacent attacks and or buffs. Very simple, but also very complicated. And then they just start going, hey, you won, so here's this card. And then you can go buy cards. And it just very quickly, just goes nuts. And all of a sudden you've got, 60 cards. And you can only have 15 in the deck, for usage. And now you're over there strategizing on what the hell you want to do, what kind of build you want. It goes on and on. And they give you no shortage of players to play. And, of course, they've all got their own little backstories and specialty cards that they got that you can win from them. And even that's a lot of fun. Even though it's, simple, but still great. So all in all, so far, I haven't pushed the story very far. I did just get through to the Junon area last night, literally, and just got going with that and the chocobo and whatnot. So I've got no complaints, nothing so far that's annoyed me or done anything that's negative. It's all positives. I can't wait to get back into it. I'm really hoping for like an entire day session to get to catch up a little bit to a Matt's, 60-hour adventure the last week. I want to be able to say I did a good, obviously it ain't going to be 60, but maybe, 15, 20 hours of solid gameplay would be great. So that's been the week. It hasn't been that bad. It's been a real long week, but that's all work stuff. And it's not even that it's been like bad at work. It's just, I don't know, this week's been kind of weird for me, just really dragging. So I kind of feel like I've done 2 weeks in one, but on the game front, a whole nother thing. All good times.
Now, speaking of good times, I'm going to tell you, you can have good times with a game called Berserk Boy, which I knew nothing about, but it's apparently been in development for quite a while. It released, I believe, on the 6th of March, just yesterday as we're recording this, developed and published by Berserk Boy Games, so a very small indie team, released for PC and Nintendo Switch. And this is a game, if you watch it, Eric, you're probably going to like it, because this looks like a Mega Man. It looks like a Mega Man X. It also kind of looks like a Sonic game, because you got a big old sprite, you're dashing, you're moving fast, but you're also doing that platform. And it's a fast-moving action platformer, like I said, in that Mega Man X Sonic type of game. A little faster than Mega Man, a little slower than Sonic, but you're playing as the Berserk boy, and you're going to find Berserk balls that give you Berserk abilities that you can change. They're all like elemental based. You got fire, ice, wind, earth, and I believe lightning. And each one of those augments your dash, augments your basic attacks, augments your heavy attacks, gives you all kind of cool abilities, and you use those abilities in, like I said, some action platforming around Mega Man style stages, but think bigger. Because each stage has teleporters to help you move around the stage a little easier. But those teleporters, some of them only unlock if you save some resistance members, because you got to save people in the stages to unlock more aspects of the stage, to unlock more areas, because each ability you get helps you get some areas in that stage. It's not a full Metroidvania. It is very level-based, like a Sonic game or a Mega Man game. But when you get that cool ability, when you get that fire thing that lets you drill through the earth, and you know there's that earth wall back in stage 1, you go zoo, you do some secrets in there, you find a Berserk coin or a Berserk badge or whatever it is, like a little secret badge. If you get all those, you get all the resistance members in the stage, it unlocks an EX stage with some advanced platforming. What do I always say? Go see this game in action, go watch some reviews, especially the movement tech. I think the ice one, you're kind of a ninja. So you have ice powers, you have ninja powers. So you're jumping on ropes, and especially in that form, you have a dash, like I said. Some forms let you dash further or faster than others. But in this ice/ninja one, when you hit certain points in your dash, it refreshes the dash. So you can dash infinitely. So if there's like a string of these little points going up and down and around over a giant empty pit or a giant empty spike thing, you just platforming all day long, doing all kinds of stuff, having all kinds of fun combat stuff. I've heard the bosses are pretty good, but some of them can be too easy. You can cheese some areas with certain powers, like the air power. You literally can fly. So if you have those abilities and you're in a tough platforming space, whoop, use all your air energy and just go and skip a whole bunch of that area. But again, if you're smart enough to do that, if you have that ability where you're at and you know that you can do that, hey, props to you. So I've been seeing nothing but good stuff about this game. It's got beautiful pixel art. It's got music by T. Lopez, who's the guy who did the music for Shredder's Revenge just a couple years ago. So some shredding, some rockin' tunes, some electric good stuff. You know that person makes awesome music. Like I said, the pixel art is really good. You got big old chunky sprites. It just looks like a lot of fun. When you watch it, you go, man, that's how gaming should be. That's gaming from back in the day. And it makes you smile. It makes you feel good. So go and get Berserk Boy. Go Berserk and have a great time with it. Like I said, been hearing nothing but good stuff. It looks awesome. It looks fun. Small development team. Support developers doing cool stuff. Check it out.
I'm about to go berserk as Prince Alain, okay? This dude, he did wrong, all right, everybody? Let me tell you, this game by Vanillaware, of course, published by Sega, came out for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox systems, and Nintendo Switch. It is Unicorn Overlord. It hits March 8th. As you're probably listening to this, you can go get this game. And, of course, as I just said, you got a right to go berserk. You got a right to be mad because in this tactical role-playing RPG, you are Prince Alain. And you know what? He was part of this wonderful, beautiful kingdom, and his mom loved him and protected him. But then this freaking crazy General Valmor, came along, screwed the pooch, went into this huge war with everybody. Their kingdom got jacked. The mother and everybody else got murdered. He got whiffed away, hidden away. Then he grew up. And he said, you know what? I'm taking back my lands. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm going to get me an army, and we're going to handle business. So he takes his unicorn ring, everybody, because, yes, he has the magic unicorn ring, which signifies that he's actually a true prince of said previous kingdom that has been destroyed. And he amasses himself an army to do battle with the rogue General Valmor. Very exciting, isn't it, everybody? You on board with this? All right. So here's the deal. You now take your couple units that you got, and you go to these towns, and you go, hey, everybody, it's me. It's Prince Alain, and I want to do some great things. And they go, well, you're just a chump. And then some scrub who really needs some money goes, well, I'll be a battle man. I'll be a soldier for you. I'll be an angel warrior for you. I'll be a cavalier for you. You know, whatever the case may be, because guess what, everybody? There are a bajillion different types of combatants that are going to join you in your epic battle to reunite you with your land and get this evil bastard general out of the way. But to do that, you need rapport. You need people to believe in you. You need something to be happening for you, all right? So you're going to go to these little chump towns, and you're going to recruit these scrubs to help you in battle. And then you're going to go do these side quests, and you're going to go do these little tiny battles to then get the trust of that town. And they're going to say, well, you know what? We trust you a little bit more. We actually got this blacksmith. He's going to make better armor for you, better things for you. And then when you start getting the better things and the people start trusting that they can trust you with doing their side quests, then higher combatants come along and say, we'll work for you. We'll help you. That's great, right? You want all the combatants you want, and you really do. Here's why. Because in the menu system, you will have different teams, different battle units, and you need to put them together. I think it goes up to 6. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% on that, but I believe it goes up to 6. But in the beginning, it'll probably be 2 or 3 per unit. You're going to take these units and you're going to build them out using all these different combatants. And mind you, you have to be strategic when you pick these units out, because when you go out into the overworld, which, yes, there's an overworld, and you're going to roam it and you're going to find different areas in which to do battle, different mysteries to find new items, unique blacksmithing stuff like that, to then craft better armor. And you're going to want these units to be strategically made, because you're going to come upon bad guys who are going to be like, hey, I'm 2 archers and an angel warrior. Well, if you go in there like a chump and you don't figure out what the weaknesses are of these archers, you're going to lose. Or if you only built like 3 different units with the same damn loadout, you're going to lose. This is where the tactical part comes in. You have to put these teams together strategically and make sure you're using them correctly, because once the battle starts, you got no control. It's going to beforehand give you kind of like an overarching view of how it's going to go, what kind of damage is going to be done to your units versus their units, and what they've got coming. But once you do it, that's all there is to it. It's going to play out. You're going to have to watch it go, and it's going to be gorgeous, because Vanillaware has gorgeous animations, gorgeous drawings, gorgeous artwork. If you've played 13 Sentinels or any other previous games, Muramasa, etc., you know what I'm talking about. And the music, of course, is by the legendary Mitsuru Kaneda, who did 13 Sentinels music, which was fantastic. So, with that being said, there's so much more to this game. I don't even know where to go with it. Just check it out. It's a freaking demo, which I think we talked about a while back, but we weren't 100%. It was on the PlayStation 5 and stuff. I don't remember if we got that resolved. It is. It's out for everything. You can go play this demo and check this game out, because it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. I want to play this game. I have no time to play this game. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no idea, man. What about you? I know you were interested in this one.
I honestly am sad that you have this as your release this week, because before the funk happened, I was looking at it and going, well, I think I said it on the show. Maybe I need to get this to kind of break up the RPGs, because it's different, kind of strategy, RPG, tactical a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then during the funk, I forgot all about it. And since I'm in the funk, I even saw like, oh, here's the review of Unicorn Overlord. And I went, oh, okay. I haven't even watched it yet. I just kind of went, But now that you're talking about it, now that you're talking about everything that we know about it that got me excited about it in the first place, I'm like, yeah. I mean, you saw it probably when you were talking.
Oh, yeah.
I was like kind of zoned out, and then you started talking about, oh, make your units and pick out your little people. And I went, oh my God, I'm going to have one unit that's going to carry me through.
The God tier unit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be some weird ass assortment, because that's how I always build my units. I make like traditional units, and then I make the weird one. And the weird one that I max out and I buff up and I reclass and I do everything with. And that stupid unit is just going to go steamrolling through. Just like, I mean, that just happened in Like a Dragon, kind of. I mean, my characters are all these goofy characters. Oh, who's going to get the hit on the last boss? Side character with the goofiest attack I can possibly get. Whoop. There we go. That's what's going to happen here. It's going to be like, Prince Elaine, you and me, we're going to duel. And I'm going to send in the wolves and the monkeys. You know, whatever. Something stupid. And they're just going to and just wail them down. It's going to be amazing. So I'm sad that you reminded me of all the good times I could have with this game, because now I have to get it. I mean, I was going to get it eventually anyway. You know the deal.
Oh, yeah.
But now I'm jazzed up for it. I'm ready. I'm ready for it right now.
I'm ready to put the dollars down. I'm in the same boat. The dollars are going down, because this is one of those ones I ain't letting disappear.
Dollars go down, and then also, you know me, I'm the crazy man, I'm the collector man. You know, there's that collector's edition that has like a card game and 2-disc soundtrack and this and that and the other thing, a cloth map. Hey, man, you got to get it if it's got a cloth map.
Well,
Man.
in the soundtrack, Matt, because I just told you, 13 Sentinels composer did this, and that music just hits hard, for me anyway, in 13 Sentinels. So I got to imagine it's going to this time.
And a card game, a physical card game that I will never play with anybody, but I'd have it. I did it with Witcher. I got all the Gwent decks. Oh boy, brother. Oh man. I'm supposed to be saving money here.
You know what you're doing after the show? Click. Yeah, there goes some money. Pew! Shooting it off. Now, unfortunately, everybody, there's money that ain't shooting off to some people anymore, all right? And it's some bad news. Now, I ain't going to lie. I'm not going to act like it's super hard for me, but it does touch a note. And that's the only reason I'm bringing it up today. The money stopped rolling, and unfortunately, Rooster Teeth, who've been around for like 21 years, is shutting down and going away. And that sucks. Just because I do know Ruby, mind you, everybody. I know what that show is all about. I've watched some of the episodes, and it's not bad. It didn't get me or hook me just because I got so much I'm watching. But because of the past, man, Red versus Blue, Rooster Teeth, these are the people who made this a thing. This is what started, the Mashima, the gaming inside the engines. I never understood all that. It get into World of Warcraft. It was never my thing, but this was. Red versus Blue was hilarious and stupid and relatable because everybody, if you're our age, played the hell out of Halo back in the day. That's just what you did. And so when they made this Makima or whatever, I don't know what the word is. What's it, man? Come on, Mashima.
You're almost there. You almost got to Machinima.
Machinima, there it is. I knew it was somewhere in that region. So that just shows you. Like, I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh my god, I'm heartbroken, but that does hit because I went, damn, man. I watched Red vs. Blue all the time. That's just what we did. I had a great time. And they went on to do all sorts of other stuff. And like I said, they've been around forever. They've got a whole podcasting arm to them. They've got obviously the anime / creative arm to them. And apparently WB tried to sell the whole thing as one unit, and it just didn't work out. It fell through. They are keeping the Rooster Teeth podcasting thing right now until they can find a home for it. And they're trying to individually sell Ruby and a couple of other shows that they've produced over the years. But as a whole, they're going away. I think it's 100 plus jobs that are, getting cut. And that's a bummer. Just sad to see that these individuals have been claimed by the big old 2024. Well, let's trim everything down. It's damn. That one I liked a little bit. So, bummer.
I'll agree it's a shame. But when you say Rooster Teeth, what comes into my head is absolutely nothing. I've never watched Ruby. I've seen some video essays on Ruby and how it was made and all that stuff. And it seems cool. It was never something I was in on the ground floor of. Exact same thing with Red versus Blue. I know what it is and I've seen clips of it and it's pretty funny, but I never watched it ever. It just came at a time when my internet was, my internet focus was somewhere else. I heard of it years afterwards and I went, oh, that sounds pretty cool. And the clips I've seen, that's pretty funny. But this whole thing passed me by. Now, I know the Rooster Teeth name, but I can't remember. I remember why, but I can't remember what did it. Because there was something I watched, obviously way back in the day, 20 years ago when this first started. Mm-hmm. At the tail end of me watching it, they went, hey, we're joining Rooster Teeth. And I went, what's Rooster Teeth? And it said, hey, it's this big conglomeration, and they make all this stuff, and they do all these things. And I went, that sounds cool. And then it disappeared. So I know of them and I know they have this big long history and they are this big important thing in everybody's lives, but they're just not in mine. It still sucks that they're going away, and especially because they have all these different arms and all these different things and all these talented people who do all these different things. But it's just, for me, it's just that it just missed me. It's just
just
right
something
over the
that
head.
exists that you knew existed, but not for you.
Yeah.
Which is weird to me. I just assumed you knew Red vs. Blue. I mean,
I know it, but I don't know.
This is what we did. We just sat in the barracks room watching Red vs. Blue, getting a good laugh, and then playing Halo ourselves and having a good time and imitating it to an extent. You know what I mean? That was just what we did. I was like, oh, Matt's probably surely did that too. Played lots of Halo and watched Red vs. Blue. How did not a 40-year-old man now watch Red vs. Blue and play Halo? That's what we did.
I mean, I played single player Halo, but I was more single player guy back then.
Okay, gotcha.
Not a lot of multiplayer, but so I don't know. Like I said, when it first happened, I didn't know about it. It had to be like 5 years later. They're like, oh, season 6 is out. And I went, wow, that looks neat. Maybe I'll start watching that. I was probably torrenting a bunch of anime back then. That's probably what I did.
Oh, yeah. You're on that, what's that green one? Kazu or whatever it was? Yeah.
LimeWire and Kazaa.
Yeah, Kazaa.
Well, maybe that would have been like the One Piece stuff. I don't remember. But
who knows?
Yeah.
We weren't doing any of that, though, people. Trust us. We were never doing anything.
Well, I mean, dude, I spent so much legitimate money on anime that it's not even funny.
Oh, yeah. My days in Suncoast, blowing money I didn't have, having to
$100 every single weekend, and then, why is my credit card bill so high? I'll just let it balloon up. And granted, listeners, if you don't know, I paid it all off, so I'm set now. But why am I carrying this giant debt around with me? Oh, it's because I went to Suncoast and bought anime every single weekend, all the time. Yeah. All they got collector's editions, thunk.
Bad decisions and being young. Whew, God bless it. But rest in peace, Rooster Teeth. I hope at least your podcasting arm falls into good hands. And, of course, your shows. I hope somebody picks them up. Especially Ruby. It was pretty good and deserves a chance. Maybe Crunchyroll will grab it up. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know them, but I know there's tons of talented people. Hopefully everybody lands on their feet, picks up something cool, takes their own brand off, and instead of Rooster Teeth, now you're like Snake Wings. I don't know. Spin off and do your own thing. Everybody's doing that these days. Make your own podcast. Make your own this.
True.
Make your own that.
Everybody literally is and makes pretty damn good money off of it. So go do that. Have fun. Have a blast.
Speaking of having a blast, oh, brother, wait, I got to tell you. First off, we're going to talk about the Xbox Partner Preview, which just aired yesterday as we're recording this. And that was a blast, and watching it was cool, and there's a bunch of fun games to talk about. But I'm going to tell you how dedicated of a podcast co-host I am, Eric.
Uh-oh.
How dedicated I am to the game. Because I told you it was a funk week. Even though I knew I had to watch this over lunch so I could write down the stuff and do my due diligence. Got up off of my desk where I have notepads. I got like 3 or 4 notepads. And early in the day, I said, I'm going to grab one of those when I go to lunch so I can take my notes. Got up, made it all the way down to the chow hall, put my stuff down. I don't have anything to write on. What could I possibly do? Well, I had to buy a cookie so I could get a receipt so I could write on the back of this receipt. Now, I swear to God, listeners, you hear it. That's a legitimate human receipt. And I don't know why it says 2 cookies, because I definitely didn't eat 2 cookies. I only bought and ate 1 cookie.
There's no way Matt ate 2 cookies.
There's no way I ate 2 cookies. But regardless, notes are here. Underlines were made. Stars were applied. We got all kinds of good stuff. And Eric says, I only saw like half a thing that I might think about
No,
playing.
I said I watched every last bit of it, but there's only 2 that I give 2 poops about. All right?
That's not much better. I'll give you 2, because they were the 2 right off the bat, and the 2 that didn't show off that much, because a lot of this was some CG trailer stuff, some here's what the world is, here's the kind of stuff you're going to be doing. Start off right off the bat, Unknown 9 Awakening. This seemed like kind of like an Indian kind of a world, and you're using force powers. Like she's using force push on some enemies, she's blocking ranged attacks with a force shield. She's also using possession mechanics, so it shows her taking over the bodies of enemy characters, running over here to jump into the body of that character to turn and shoot this explosive thing to take them all out to jump back into her normal body. I love both of those kinds of systems. I love anything that has, like, you walking around in third person and using force powers, because that is Advent Rising, which I say all the time, one of my favorite games ever. And then, again, possession mechanics, screwing around with enemies. I love that kind of stuff. This looked really cool. I don't think there was a release date or anything. Very next up, a game was just a CG trailer. Sleight of Hand. As soon as they did that dark, smoky alleyway opening, and the little saxophone, I went, yeah, we're going some noir stuff here. And yeah, you're a cool noir witch in this stealth game where she's casting spells by throwing cards down on the ground and trapping this dude up. As soon as it said, like, hard-boiled stealth game, like it's the little tagline at the end, you got me sold. I love hard-boiled stuff. I love noir stuff. I don't know anything about it because no gameplay was shown, but you got me excited.
So I'll give you a 2 quick hit that isn't the 2 that I'm talking about, but just these are cool and seem great, but one of them I'm going to play, but it's so far away. That's the Persona 3 DLC. They brought that up, which is awesome. Now, mind you, the two that are upcoming are just some cloth packs for your skins and a music pack. That's cool, but I don't really care, to be honest with you. I want to experience the game as it is. I don't want to like put in different music that isn't originally there, and I don't want to wear funky skins that make me look completely crazy and weird that don't relate to what Persona 3 is. If I'd already played it and beaten it, maybe, but I haven't. So I want to experience it as real as possible. So those two don't get me hype. The DLC in September does, but I got to play the main game so that it actually hits and it has something that makes me feel good. So don't get me wrong, it's cool and exciting, but right now it doesn't do anything for me.
There was such a weird reveal and show off because they showed all this stuff and I went, hell yeah, I got to start playing this game to finish it to get this DLC. And it went, by the way, that was pack 3 in December. And I went, okay, what's pack 2 and what's pack 1? BGMs and some costumes. I went, what? You ruined it. Start with that and then end at the end to show the cool stuff.
Big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was really weird myself, but I was like, whatever, don't care. That just gives me more time to play Persona 3 without worrying about having to get to that expansion to see how it all goes. And the second one, that is cool, but I'm not going to play just because I don't have time. I'm not going to try to pretend I will. I love Metro Exodus. And a game that's similar, at least from what I've heard, is the Stalker, games. I've never played them. Well, guess what? They just unveiled that the first 3 Stalker games are getting a remastered edition for modern consoles. So for whatever bucks they end up selling it for, you can go and play all the original Stalker games to get you ready for Stalker 2, which is finally coming out pretty soon here. And I've told you guys on the show before I was interested in it, just because I love Metro games, and this seems like it's kind of in that same vein, so I was on board. Unfortunately, this year's so packed and busy, though, that really there's no way I'm playing these old ones, and it's still questionable whether I even touched the new one or not. So I was happy. I'm glad it exists, and I wish I could play it in a different world, a different reality. But unfortunately, there's no way I'm touching this. But it's still cool to see.
Yeah, definitely. Now I'm going to give you another 2-pack because I know at least one of these is a game Eric will never play, and that one is Creatures of Ava. This is one where you're in a colorful world. You're playing as a female character who has like a little Pied Piper type of flute. And the music that she's making is resonating with other creatures. You're like cleansing the land and getting all these creatures to follow you. Just looked like a lot of fun. Just the colors and the graphics of this one. Just it brightened up my day. Like I said, I was in the funk and I was like, man, look at this. Look at this. Oh, you're making like animal friends and you're chaining together some kind of ability where like it goes from this one to that one to this one to cleanse this one at the end of the chain. I don't know. It just seemed lighthearted and fun and colorful. Like I said, really cool. And then the next one that I'll talk about real quick because we've talked about it before, but we forgot what the name was. It's Tales of Kenzera. This is the one where you got the sun and the moon and you're a shaman or a shaman and you're upgrading your abilities and you're switching between them. And it looks like a Metroidvania. It looks like Guacamelee, especially with the 2 different colors and the 2 different styles of power. I've been excited for this one since they showed it off at the Game Awards and that guy made that speech, how he's dedicated this to his father who passed away. I'm just glad that this game still looks really good because with that story, it would be a shame if it looked bad, but it looks great. I'm excited to play this one. It looks good.
I agree with that. And that's what I got no doubt it's going to be great. But once again, this year's just kind of weird. It's hitting different for me just because of time. The 2, we're getting down to, I'll just list one now that I am actually like, wow, I might actually check this out. And it's funny, this one in particular is Unknown 9, Awakening. I don't even know what this game's about. I have no idea.
That's what I talked about first. You didn't jump in. You got to jump in.
Oh my God, I missed it totally. What? I thought you were talking about altars.
No.
Oh, well, boo. Fuck it. I guess I'm not playing that one. Screw it. I am going to play the Sunken City. That's my definitive showcase one. Was Sunken City 2.
Well, I mean, you can still talk about Unknown 9. I'm just busting your balls.
Well, but that's the thing is I don't know anything about it. I've watched the trailer twice, Matt. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I still don't know what the hell this game's about. I have no idea. It just looked really freaking weird and really neat. And the traversal and what was going on, it was just, it sparked my interest and had me actually wanting to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, I'm still like, I don't know what this game's about. I have no idea. And it kind of seems crappy because there's like the altars. I could tell you way more about the altars, but I'm probably not going to play that one, even though I know way more about it.
Dude, that's the one that I put all the stars next to. Holy cow.
I know, but I'm pretty sure you did, and I know why. Which I'll chime in when you talk about that one. But God bless, man, the unknown, whatever, unknown and awakening, whatever the hell they're calling it. Just something about that trailer. I was just like, holy shit, I want to check this game out. This looks really cool, and it got me going. But once again, I just don't know much about it. So that was one of the two, and then Sunken City 2. But I'll let you go and talk about your next one before I dip into it.
So the next one, you mentioned you don't know anything about it. When you saw the trailer, you went, holy crap. That was the end trailer for me. That was Kumitsugami Path of the Goddess, where that was the supremely colorful. Like, you're going from daytime to nighttime, and it has like that mandala of just pure colors, and it says daytime. And then you're running around through a town or through an area, again, cleansing it of evil. You're recruiting villagers. You're giving the villagers certain jobs or roles. And then when it becomes nighttime, it becomes kind of like a tower defense where you have to protect this princess or this goddess, whoever's with you, by setting up the villagers in their different areas and then fighting off the evil that's coming through this giant portal. I'm not a big tower defense guy, so just the physical action of it maybe is not for me. But god damn, those colors, that world that you're in, this was, I talked about Creatures of Ava being colorful and bright. This was like colorful and bright to the nth degree. This is like if they remade Okami and made it like a 3D game. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you do have the ukiyo-e type, like, woodblock prints for, like, when skills were coming up or whatever. But this was like if you brought that to life in, like, vivid color. Not like that ukiyo-e kind of faded color. Like, bright and shiny. Every single sword stroke. It was like, not literally like a painted brush stroke, but it had that feel because it was so bright and everything lingered, like whoosh, whoosh. You'd sweep your blade and it would make these two perfect arcs, and then they would slowly fade. So colorful, so beautiful. Like I said, the springing to life of the world and the fading of the corrupted parts, it made me think of Okami. And anytime you do that, it's a great time. This looked phenomenal. Now, like I said, I'm not a tower defense man, but Jesus, closing the show on this one was the right choice. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's funny because you started talking, man. I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. And I know why. I don't know what you're talking about. Because as the last one hit, Glenn and Walter at work started talking to me, asking me about the 21,000 running over on the producer one, which is one of the machines we have at work. So you're over here like, da-da-da, and I'm like, that game did not exist in this didn't exist, dude. Because there was a pre-show, if y'all don't know, where there was some other games talked about and showcased.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or had nothing to do with the actual show itself. So as soon as he started talking, I'm like, Matt's going on some stuff that happened pre-show. This is crazy. So I'm frantically scrolling through to try to figure out what was actually showcased in the showcase. Sure enough, it was their last one. Then I realized, nope. That's when Glenn and Walter went, hey, dude, listen, hey, we're running 21,000, blah, 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 blah. And then I looked down and it said, thanks for watching. And it was it must have been short, though, because it wasn't long.
It was only a couple of minutes, yeah.
Yeah, and I looked down and it was already into the showcase. So man, maybe that would be on my list, Matt. That's one I guess I don't know, because I didn't see it.
I was going to say, definitely watch it just for the style. Yeah,
I'll go back and check it out as soon as the show's over for sure.
It looks really cool.
But for me, the last one was the Sunken City 2. You guys have already heard. That's what I was going to talk about. That's the one that I'm like, I gotta play this game. I didn't play the first one. I've heard of the first one, but never touched it. But of course, you immediately got me when I saw the H.P. Lovecraftian stuff, the Cthulhu and Arkham and all that stuff happening. It was just a sweet trailer. Just him hiding behind the tree, resigned to his fate, and you had those lizard men, the whatever they're called, the water peeps, slashing around. He knew they were going to find him. Sure enough, they come running. All of a sudden, a train out of nowhere, just inbound, and he just accepts what's about to happen. Now he's on the train. There's this ephemeral, weird ghost lady sitting there, and you think everything's okay, but she turns it on its head. Now you've got this Silent Hill, weird, decrepit train with this, the typical horror, like shaky motion monster thing going. That's coming at him, and then that leaves, and it goes to a whole nother scene. Everything was just impressive, and it was just boom, 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 boom. Epic part, epic scene after epic scene. this dude's just getting his mental faculties just jacked up to all ways of the sun. And that's exactly what happens in all the old H.P. Lovecraftian books. The hero never makes it out. Just that's the way it goes. Because you've got to see and endure so much that there's no possible way you can be okay with it. And I feel like this game is taking that spirit and really running with it. And it has just, from the looks of it, a ton of potential and really got me jacked up to see what it's all about. Watch some actual gameplay at some point and hopefully get on in and play me some Sunken City 2.
Now, I'm nodding my head because in that niche, it looked really cool. But since I was in that funk, it was the colors that spoke to me in this one. I saw some spooks and some scares and a twitchy man doing the twitch jiggle. And I went, I can't do it right now. I'm going to eat my food. Nom. Trailer was over. I went, all right, what's next? But before that trailer, I'm pretty sure. We talked about it. Maybe I left it in. Maybe I cut it out. The one that I put, goddamn, I put 5 stars on this one. Not even 4 stars. I put 5 stars on it. It was The Altars. Because the trailer started off, before I knew anything about it, I was interested. Because they showed a character, a little spaceman. They say, oh, you're a miner who's crash landed on this
bleak planet.
This bleak planet. And it shows this character walking through the most beautiful environments I've ever seen in my whole life. Now, granted, I was watching it on my little dumpy phone. I'm going to watch it on my 1440p monitor later. But I was like, God damn, this is like Death Stranding, but in Alien world. Like, beautiful, insanely cool. And then he walks up to this ship, this base, this thing. There's this giant glowing Tron ring with a structure inside of it. And they say, this is your base. This is your mobile base. And you're on the dark side of this planet. And the sun is going to come up and it's going to destroy you. So you have to find a way to get this giant thing to move so you can outrace the sun. And I went, that's cool. That's awesome. But then they said, but you're just one guy and you don't even really have all that many skills to do this thing. So how are you going to do it? You are going to help yourself do it by creating altered versions of yourself, which is you essentially from like a parallel universe, because you go back in time. And these are the yous that split off. When you decided to get married, you can get the guy who didn't. When you decide that this was important to you, you can get the guy who made the opposite decision. So you have all these different yous from all these different walks of life, all these different personalities of you helping you to run this building, this ship, this thing that you're in. And they said and they showed, because they're so different and you're so different from them too, personality clashes are going to happen. Like you are going to fight with you over something you want to do because you didn't want to do it because this doesn't matter to you anymore, but you have the knowledge. And as you, I'm pointing in all different directions because these are all you, but they're all not you. And this you specializes in this, but you need him on your side, but you have to go against the other you because the other you went. It blew my mind. Like, I was already interested just from the planet, just from the thing you're in. Outrun the sun. Cool. But then you're managing yous in a you management game to manage this building, to manage your resources, to manage the structure, to put stuff together. Incredible. It blew my mind. 5 stars. 5 stars here on the trailer. 5 stars.
Let me tell you, I was on the 5-star bandwagon at first. Like you said, gorgeous, bleak planet. Reminded me of the Vin Diesel movie way back in the day where the monsters are only on the dark side or whatever it was. Had that going, but then the lava flow coming off of that and that just picturesque moment. I went, dude, this game looks gorgeous. I want to play this. A bleak dude who's just stranded on this unknown planet. This is crazy. And then it came upon the whole weird wheel-looking apartment complex thing. I went, well, that's crazy weird. Okay, I'm on board. Loving it. And then I went, hey, but this place takes a whole facility of skilled technicians to run. And I went, well, that's weird. You just said I'm the only one here and I crash landed on this weird alien planet. You're going to create altars. I went, oh, what's that mean? It's just versions of you who split off in different decisions throughout the multiverse, and you're going to bring them on board and they're going to help you. But guess what? They're not all like you because you made different choices, and now they don't like you, and you're going to... And I went, oh, bam. And then the plane. That's when the plane went... I went, that's too stressful. Too stressful. I can't manage like 20 versions of me who we're arguing, and I got to figure out who works with who to make the botanical garden run correctly. And it's going to be too much. And that's when I bailed. And I didn't want to bail because everything looked good. It sounds great. And the idea is fantastic. I absolutely do love it. But on a gameplay level, I'm like, no, this is that type of game I just get stressed out about. And then I don't want to make a decision, so I don't go onto the game to play because I don't want to make a decision. So then I stop playing a game.
I feel like this might fall in that Kumitsugami field for me because I'm not a base management guy. I'm not like a resources guy. I'm not a pick the ideal person to go and do the ideal thing kind of guy. But just everything else about it, again, maybe just like Kumitsugami, is going to drag me into at least following it, at least playing a demo if there's a demo, maybe getting it on sale eventually. But everything else around that, I'm not a base builder, but if this is, my God, the systems and the graphics and everything just looks so cool that I can't not be excited for it. No matter what, even if it was just like a tic-tac-toe game at the end of it. Look at all the other stuff. I don't know. Look up a guide. Whose works best for there? Dr. Man goes in the medical bay. Okay.
There you go. Maybe that's the
it.
trick. Just cheat and just get the guide and just enjoy the world itself. Yeah, the experience of it.
Yeah, so that's it. What about you out there in podcast listener land? What have we not written down that you thought was even more exciting? Because I know there was some stuff. I was almost writing everything down, and then I stopped because there were some things I didn't write down. So let us know what you're hyped for, what you're not hyped for. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, if you just want to say hi, hit us up. Email thirdshiftme@gmail.com, on the Twitter machine @ThirdShiftME. Find us on Facebook under Third Shift. Hit the Discord, the Patreon. Hit up the Twitch streams. Hey, I did a Twitch stream of Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. The last one because I beat the game. I did that over the weekend too. Jump on in. No, I did it on Tuesday.
No, you did it a weekday.
Was at work
because I was at work going, this sucker, I can't even get on there. What does he want me to do? I don't understand.
You can get it. I just put it face down on the desk. And you'll be watching. You'll be listening.
No way, because the internet at work sucks and it keeps hopping off the work internet onto my own. Yeah. And the next thing you know, I got zero freaking internet for myself anymore.
No problem with that. You got zero internet. You got a hot phone. You got no battery. There's no problems. There's no problems
for you. I understand. I get it. I understand. But you know what? You at home, definitely get on there and check it out. Tons of fun on the Twitch. Tons of fun on the Discord. Tons of fun everywhere. Go on, get your go get the 5-star ratings. Go ahead and get the mailbag questions in because you just saw it. We just freaking answered some mailbag questions, all right? And we'll answer yours too. Or you can head on over to Patreon. Throw in $1, $2, $3. Help us out. Keep the show running. Keep the bills paid so we can keep on talking on the mics and having a good time with you. If you can't do that, though, I already told you other ways you can support and have a good time with us. So go do any of those things because we want to hear from you. For realsies.
Absolutely. And listen to the very next episode, which will be dropping on or around the 14th of March. Hey, the St. Patrick's Day episode, which we're going to forget to do a bit for, like we have done for like the past 7 years. We did it like the first one and maybe the second one, but never again since. Maybe we'll remember this time.
Maybe.
Or maybe we won't. But you can listen to that episode on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Podbean, on Spotify, and on YouTube. And as I always say, hey, if you like what we're doing, like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, a review, a comment, a subscription, any kind of good thing on any one of those good services, because it does help us out. We really do appreciate it. Get it.
We do indeed appreciate it, just like we appreciate those 5-star ratings. Come on, folks. Matt just told you it's St. Patty's Day coming up. It's some birthdays of some of your peeps coming up. Who knows who's?
Oh, yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Somebody's.
Future happy birthday.
We're going to record on my birthday. It's a sad day. I don't know if we're going to be happy about it or sad about it, but, it's going to happen. So, yay for me, I guess. Hooray.
We can do a birthday bit. Hey,
let's have a whole birthday thing.
Do a little birthday song.
So, I guess this is the perfect opportunity, Matt. Hey, it's your boy's birthday. For God's sakes, man. Woman. Whatever else. It's my birthday. Give me a 5-star rating. Come on. Get on there. 5-star rating for the old birthday. Give me at least one of you out there who hasn't yet. Just scrap together that 2 minutes of constitution of effort you're going to need to go click 2 buttons. And so I can go, there was a 5-star rating on my birthday. And just brighten my day, put a little sparkle in my eye, and maybe I won't have to go kill to compensate for the sadness I'll feel about not getting it. Just saying. It's on you.
Oh, okay. I was checking to make sure and see if there was one. And hey, if you do put in a birthday 5-star, don't just make it just a 5-star. Write a review. Say, happy birthday, Eric. And the body of it says, don't kill me and my friends. That's all you need to do. Just make it easy. I've heard other podcasts that do that. Oh, just drop like a poop emoji. No. Just say, happy birthday, Eric. And then say, don't kill me.
Don't kill me or my pets.
That's all you got to do. And we'll know that it's from and for Eric's birthday. But until next time, there's nothing else to say at this point, but Don't forget to
Shut up and sit down.